Hello and welcome to the Cynical Optimists, the only podcast that acts as a chaser to some cocktails. I am Phill.
And I'm Nick.
And this week, Lego. We're going to be talking about the games, films, and we've got a special guest coming on later who works with Lego. And that's super exciting.
He's currently building 6-foot Lego statues of me and Phill, so
yeah, sure.
We'll chat to him about how that went when he's done.
I'm sure he'll be.
They're looking very good. The likeness is pretty spot on, actually.
You made my nose really big, though.
He's not finished yet.
Ah.
He's going to scale up the rest of you. He's going to add bricks to every other part.
He started with the nose, and now he's building out from there. It's a secret Lego builder's trick. Anyway, before we can get onto that, as always, we will start with the film and TV news.
I'm going to start with TV news. You sent me this article, actually. I thought I'd add it straight in. Steven Moffat's been pointing his finger and running, saying he wasn't able to cast a female Doctor because the show isn't just for progressive liberals. Well, I'm pretty sure it's just making excuses here.
Yeah, considering he has gender flipped almost every regeneration that's happened during his run. I think it's kind of a cheap thing to say just before you're leaving, to be like, well, you know, check out Mr. Liberal over here making the Doctor a woman. I only made the Master a woman, that Time Lord President a woman. And emphasised heavily that the Doctor could be a woman.
I mean, that's so cowardly as well, not putting your balls to the wall and just, like, making the decision for yourself.
Yeah, and not being like, I encourage Chris in his new direction.
Because, yeah, he did. Like, yeah, he could just flip it whenever he wanted to, just to match, like, how he's sort of feeling in the week. He could be like, oh, yeah, I set it up, so I'm taking the credit. And then as soon as someone has a go, he could be like, well, I'm not the one who did it. Like, it's pretty fucking cowardly.
Yeah.
Damn you, Moffat. I'll get you in for one last rant before you fuck off.
Gone but not forgotten.
Gone but not forgotten.
Unfortunately.
He's also, like, been sort of chatting the rounds and stuff, doing press interviews, like, Doctor Who's going to be around for a long time, and, it's the show, it will continue, it's going to be going on forever. You're not even part of it anymore. Get out of here. You're done. Oh, him and Mark Gatiss are going to make a Dracula show, apparently.
Oh, I can't wait.
I can't wait for the first 2 seasons.
I can't wait for the first series to be really promising and then everything to go downhill from there.
Dracula will literally jump over a shark at one point.
No, the second season will end with Dracula getting stabbed through the heart with a stake, and then the third season will be like, how did he survive? And then just not tell you.
Sherlock.
I was going to say, can you tell we're still bitter about that?
And he's been chatting about how he wants to bring Sherlock back. And he did a bit more jumping, like avoiding the bullet as well. He was saying, like, well, I'm not the one who's busy, it's everyone else that's busy. That's why we're not making more Sherlock.
I mean, that is true. They are. I mean, at least.
But they're actors who go in paid contracts. Like,
yeah.
It's not as if they're like catching Benedict Cumberbatch with a net every time he passes through London. you just sign the fucking actors up.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like unprofessional. I'd say because like everyone's busy, surely, all the time for every show. And whilst obviously Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman are busy in the MCU,
yes, they are.
Yeah, it seems like a really bizarre thing to say. I mean, of course you're not busy. You're not going to be Doctor Who head writer anymore. And what else have you done recently?
Dracula.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, it's only a matter of time until...
Well, they haven't started writing it yet, so I don't know what he is doing, other than complaining on press tours.
Man looks into mirror, can't see self. Cut to title. Dracula.
Okay, I'll move on to film news. Are you familiar with Alex Garland, filmmaker?
Name rings a bell.
His film Ex Machina is one of my favourite films in the world. It's fantastic, definitely worth checking out. You can borrow it if you'd like. I have it on digital video disc.
Oh, fancy.
Is that what DVD stands for?
It's digital versatile disc or digital video disc. It's one. It has 2 meanings.
Good. Well, you can borrow it on that format if you'd like. It's a very good film. But he's making a new film called Annihilation. And the curious thing about this is Paramount are dropping the distribution rights in the UK, and instead it's going straight to Netflix.
Huh.
Which is very interesting because I've always wanted to do an episode at some point about like. Wait, we haven't done one, have we?
On what topic?
Like films, like a Netflix production and stuff like that.
I don't think so. No, it's always been one of those topics we've talked about doing.
It might be very interesting to do one at some point.
Unless we have, I don't know. I don't think it doesn't ring a bell.
Either way, they're definitely getting more involved with the kind of distribution of major films. Like, David Ayer's new film, Bright, is going straight to Netflix.
I think it's been advertised on Netflix, hasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's where I saw it.
But that's pretty interesting because it's a pretty major release starring Natalie Portman, and it's a well-known filmmaker. And they've managed to nab the distribution rights. I mean, I just like, purely because I come from a cinema sort of background as well, like, be interesting to see like what the viewing habits are on Netflix in terms of like big films like that, and whether a film should be viewed in its theatrical release and the big screen and stuff.
Yeah,
I find it interesting.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Could Netflix replace cinema?
It's difficult to say because the thing is, if cinema goes, it'll because it prices itself out.
Well, I mean, TVs are bigger as well now for cheaper.
But not everyone has one.
No.
Like, to be honest, it's like people like me and you who are like, I want a decent sized TV because I'm very much into watching my films at home. Some people, it is still very much an event. They go out to the cinema.
Yeah.
A TV at home is quite small. They just use it to watch, Corrie.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think the main... What would kill cinema is not the ability to watch it on Netflix, because then you're just going to have people split between different streaming services. It's going to be if it's like, well, I could pay £8 a month for Netflix, or I could spend £20 one evening for me and my partner to go to the cinema.
Yeah.
And then I think...
Netflix is great, don't get me wrong. I mean, I work in a cinema, I should point that out. Like,
I think, you'll never have a TV that is quite as big as a cinema screen,
no.
I think.
But also, it's very convenient to be able to pay for a service monthly and just bring it up whenever you want.
Yeah.
Because cinema, you have to book in advance, and it's kind of, you have to put off the entire evening and whatnot. But
yeah.
I mean, who knows? Who bloody knows? We'll do an episode about it at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll review Bright.
When's Bright come out?
This month. Not for an episode of this series, but... have you seen the pictures of Dark Phoenix?
No.
Okay, well, it's the next X-Men entry.
Are they doing the Phoenix story again?
Yes, they are. Because last time nobody liked it, and the guy who directed it is a sex offender.
Yeah.
So here we go again. Also, there's been some not good stuff about Bryan Singer come out as well, apparently.
Oh, that's
no good. Yeah, the guy who directed The Last Stand, Brett Ratner, he was involved in the production.
Oh,
You've heard about this in
Brett
Wonder Woman
Ratner stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also Bryan Singer, who directed like most of the other X-Men films, is also...
Has he got allegations as well?
Yeah, he's also not a good bloke by the sounds of it. He's been dropped from the Queen movie as well. I'm gonna gloss over this because it's not very light, is it? But
no, and to be honest, go on any social media and you'll probably see all these stories.
Yeah. Also,
we talk about the niche ones like video games and big name movie release dates.
But also, if you're in a position of power in Hollywood, stop harassing people. Just don't.
Yeah.
I
I have a feeling we've said this on the podcast before. This series.
I mean,
it's not good, is it?
Don't really need to tell people to not do that. Well, I mean, apparently you do, but
yeah.
Anyway,
apparently it's something that's just not a natural thing. Anyway, let's move swiftly.
Wait, Dark Phoenix. I'm still on it. Hang on.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence is back. James McAvoy's back. Michael Fassbender's back. Sophie Turner's taking the central stage as Jean Grey, Dark Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. It's
gonna be cool. Hopefully, there's some spacey pictures being put out. It's in space.
Cool.
It's an X-Men film.
I was gonna say X-Men are leading the way with. If it didn't work the first time, wait a few years and try again.
Exactly.
DC will be watching this with much anticipation, I'm sure.
But yeah, Simon Kinberg's directing this one. We might have chatted about this before, but he's been producing a lot of them for a long time. and he's like oversaw the production of previous X-Men films, but he's actually directing this one.
Okay.
I think he's pretty good. He's well, there's no allegations about him, and
Yet.
and he produces the show Star Wars Rebels. Like he oversees a lot of that, and I really like that show. Although I am a season behind. Speaking of Fox and X-Men and whatnot, apparently the negotiations between Disney and Fox are still going on.
So, yeah.
Could still happen.
Disney to become the super giant that produces all the films that aren't on Netflix.
So, we've chatted about this briefly before. I just wanted to give an update on that, in that it could still happen, because I think last time we spoke about it, Fox kind of just ran away in a bit of haste, because they were like, no! But now I think they do again.
The House of Mouse never gives up.
They just add a couple of zeros every time.
Yeah, no, it's 1 0 at a time.
They just like say when.
Yeah. No, they have to go away for. They have to make you think the offer's off the table. It's mind games.
Okay.
And the lawyers are all, they all have those mouse ears on as well.
Yeah.
So it's all you have to take it seriously, but you're also kind of struggling.
I've been watching a bit of Arrested Developments. Oh wait, I fucking watched it with you, didn't I?
Yeah.
That episode with the lawyer, where he's just like, I can't strictly speak and tell you that. I can imagine it's a lot like that.
Yeah.
Have you seen the trailer for Jurassic World 2?
Yes.
What did you think?
It was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one was alright. Like it didn't rewrite any standard or.
Dinosaurs are good though, aren't they? They're pretty good.
Yeah, dinosaurs are cool.
From this trailer looks pretty intriguing, because it looks a bit closer in. Apparently, there's going to be more practical effects. I was kind of real on board for this, and like watching through the trailer, I like that shot with the dinosaur in the gift shop. That was pretty cool. Where they're just like raiding the island. They're just hanging around.
And the island's going to explode, is what I think.
Okay, that was the point where I lost quite a bit of interest, in that they spent like half the trailer like with that scene, and it kept flicking in and out of like to black
stuff exploding.
Yeah, and yeah,
like yeah, I'm interested, but at the same time I'm kind of like, what?
Yeah.
So the island's going to explode if Chris Pratt doesn't go and save all the dinosaurs.
I think that island will explode regardless, but do you think all those dinosaurs are going to get out?
Probably not.
No.
Okay. Unless he's got some kind of arc.
It looks. I'm going to watch it. I think it will be quite enjoyable, but yeah, I don't know. I was kind of on board, because they released that little behind the scenes reel as well, and they were saying like, oh, it's going to be way more practical. It's going to be like the first one. And then I watched the trailer. I was like, oh, this does look pretty good so far. And then they just showed that scene with weird green screen Chris Pratt running away from that explosion. And if you pause it, it looks real bad. You know that bit where they look behind and Chris Pratt's running behind them.
Yeah,
good.
I remember even like watching that in the trailer, not pausing it. I was just like, something seems off about this.
It looks like Chris Pratt isn't actually running away from a volcano.
Maybe they intend that they really want that scene in the trailer, but they hadn't had time to shoot it, so they got Chris Pratt to put up a green bed sheet.
Goldblum's back. Did you see that?
Yeah,
it's quite interesting.
After deciding he didn't want to do Jurassic World to do the Independence Day sequel, realizing that was probably a bad move on his part.
But sure, why not? I've got a segue.
Oh,
for
exciting.
Christmas. I ride it around all the time. No. Detective Pikachu movie. Have you heard about the casting for this?
Is it Danny DeVito?
Nope.
Oh, that's a shame.
Keep guessing.
I'm not interested anymore.
Okay. Don't bother. Ryan Reynolds.
As Pikachu?
Yep. Yeah? No? Maybe?
I hope this movie is just one of those ones where you leave the cinema and you have to talk to someone just to confirm that you both saw the same thing. Because it was just so
This is bizarre.
insane.
It is such a bizarre movie. I didn't think this would come out.
Yeah.
But I mean, Ryan Reynolds is great. He's so I've got him so associated with the character of Deadpool now. Like I'm sure it'll be funny and sure
Well, it won't be the same style of humour as Deadpool, I'm sure.
I hope
Pikachu
it is.
goes and kills people. Turns out Pikachu's been the one doing.
Well, he does electrocute people with significant effects.
Detective Pikachu, another body. This one has electric shock, burns all down its body. I think it was Charmander.
But yeah, Pikachu's a video game character, isn't he?
Yeah. And that brings us on smoothly to the game news with me, Phil. So, what big event happened?
Oh, don't ask me a question. I was just going in for a quality street. Non-sponsor. What big event happened?
Gaming related.
E4.
No.
Oh.
The Game Awards 2018.
Whose?
No, just the general Game Awards.
Who has the monopoly on Game Awards?
It's like they like to think it's like the Oscars but for games.
Right.
So there is separately like the BAFTAs for the BAFTA Game Awards, but I think that's like in the new year. But anyway, they like to think they're like the Oscars, which is funny because no. So I forgot it was on until the next day when I saw the list of all the who had won. I was like, oh, I forgot they still make that.
Actually, I might have heard something about this. I think I might have heard what won.
Who won a bunch of awards then?
Me.
Yes! The interactive game, Nick.
I'm going to say not EA.
I mean, that's correct. I'm pretty sure, but it's also very vague. Because I do have all of the awards listed.
Overwatch?
Actually, I think they did win on... Did they? Hold on. Yeah, they did win an award.
Snappy news, this is.
Best ongoing game.
So it was last year's?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So that's stuff that doesn't... That's like GTA Online and Rainbow Six Siege. The games that are like...
I would give it to Star Wars Battlefront 2 on PlayStation 2. Because that's still ongoing. They've opened up the online servers again, so... Yeah,
it probably doesn't have the same support as the other nominees, I'm going to be honest. What won Game of the Year?
Star Wars Battlefront 2. No, I'm going to go with your prediction.
Oh, bear in mind those aren't my predictions. I just copied this list.
Which was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Whilst that was a nominee, I will be honest there, Nick was looking directly at the list of nominees and the winner that I copy and pasted off a
I couldn't even see the winner just there.
It's the one at the bottom.
Oh! Yeah, I'm gonna say I reckon it was The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
So smooth. Yes, Zelda won a bunch of awards actually. It won Game of the Year, Best Game Direction, Best Action Adventure Game. Yeah, it cleaned house. Best Indie Game went to Cuphead, which was the one I showed you about the little 30s animation.
The horribly demonic looking one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
That one is... There's something about that art style. It's really off-putting.
It is, yeah. Best Handheld went to a literal remake of a Metroid game. Right. Which must have meant it was a shit year for it.
Surely everything can be a handheld now on the Nintendo Switch. Also not a sponsor.
I think technically Nintendo Switch is still a console.
Okay. By
definition, so maybe in years to come.
Because Zelda Breath of the Wild could theoretically win that one as well, right?
Yeah, it could win every one of these awards. Best role-playing
game. And it did!
Yeah.
Well done.
It won every award.
Woo!
Best family game, Super Mario Odyssey. Nice. Best strategy game, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Great.
So Mario, the house of Mario, almost said the House of Mouse again there.
Yeah,
basically cleaned house. There was announcements as well. Have you ever heard of Bayonetta?
No.
Well, the first two are coming to the Switch, and the third one's been announced as in development for the Switch as well.
Very nice.
The Zelda DLC was released during the presentation, so they got to do that moment of, and it's available right now.
Very nice. Everyone got up and left simultaneously.
No, that's why the Switch is portable. They just all put it out of their bag and they stopped listening to the rest of the award show because they're playing Zelda. Soul Calibur 6, if you've ever heard of that series.
I've heard of Soul Calibur.
and a new map for PlayerUnknown's Battleground, which is like quite a popular indie game.
Nice.
Although it didn't actually, I don't think it won anything, but considering it's still in early access, probably shouldn't win anything because it's not a full release yet. I mean, that's just me. I wouldn't give you a film award for a film where you send me the rough cut. Although, speaking of awards, an award I don't get particularly is the most anticipated game award. Why would you have that? And like, I understand it for stuff like E3 and like conventions when you're showing trailers.
Yeah, but for a serious awards thing.
But if they're trying to be like the Oscars, you don't have best, like, most anticipated film at the Oscars, do you?
No.
It just seems...
I think you always have, like... you don't have an official, like, one for, like...
Yeah.
But there are, like, anticipated films for the Oscars.
Yeah.
But that's usually built up through more, like, audience and stuff like that. Not... We're all looking forward to this.
Yeah, it seems really weird to have as an official award.
And it puts so much pressure on the film as well.
Mm.
Yeah, like last year, La La Land was mooted straight from the beginning. Like, it was like, this is ready for the Oscars kind of thing.
Yeah.
Great film.
So, who was especially excited about the Game Awards?
Me?
Yes.
I knew it.
No, there's a guy called Josef Fares. He's the developer of an upcoming prison co-op game.
Prison?
Prison.
Okay. Prison with an N.
Yeah.
Okay.
Called A Way Out. Basically, you're meant to work two people and you're like two cellmates and you're like escaping prison and...
Glorifying prison? No, glorifying crime, I should say.
And to go back to the comparison, that this award, the guy who like runs it, has said he wants it to be like the Oscars for video games. Do you know what Fares said on live at the Video Game Awards?
Go on.
The Oscars can fuck themselves up.
Sure.
This is the shit, he said, referring to the Game Awards. After that, apparently he paused, asked the host whether he could swear, and then stared right at the camera to say, "Fuck you, Oscars. Fuck the Oscars. Fuck you." And throw up his middle
Jesus
finger.
Christ.
It was like, he was just, it basically, more people are now talking about him than his game. Like, his game looks alright. It looks like a fun one to, like, sit down with a friend, both of you, like, work through it together for an evening or something like that.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, what other comments did he make?
Films are for shits? I don't know. Go
on. No, he said, if anyone tells him his game is bad, he'll disagree. He says if you see the game from the beginning to the end, it's impossible for you not to like it.
That is confidence. I reckon the whole prison escape thing is like, it's his prison escape in like 10 years' time when he's punched someone who disagrees with his game or something.
And who is publishing this game? Come on, you can get this.
EA.
Yeah, what choice words did he have about EA?
Bunch of...
No, he was well, in his own special way, he was nice to them. He was like, it doesn't have anything to do with the EA shit going on, with the loot boxes and stuff. And he said, all publishers fuck up sometimes.
Whoa.
I mean, isn't that just what you want somebody to say when you're publishing their game?
EA, how do they let him get away with that? That's... if you made that kind of comment about, like, Disney with anything, you would just be buried.
Yeah. Yeah. So what other event happened this week? It was last Monday. I reported about it last week in the episode as happening on the day.
The end of time. Part 1.
Close. No, not close. Mega Man.
Oh yeah, I remember.
His 30th live stream, where they announced the first...
Oh, and are you wearing the t-shirt as well?
No, Shovel Knight today.
Okay. Saw a bit of blue on there.
Where they announced the first main series Mega Man game since 2010. Here's your question, Nick. What number is it in the series?
Mega Man 7.
Up.
8.
Don't go up with one at a time. That's boring.
10. 12.
Close. No,
14.
you've gone too far.
11.
Yeah.
Yes, knew it.
Yeah, you were just playing with us. You're just playing. And also the Mega Man X series is coming to all modern consoles and PC next year as like ports, which is fun because I've never played the Mega Man X series.
Is that Mega Man 10?
No, Mega Man 10 is a separate thing. Mega Man X is like 100 years after the Mega Man series, and he's basically
because Apple call their
main
iPhone
character's
X
called...
the iPhone 10.
That's true.
So,
but no, I was going to say if we wanted to go like chronologically, it's like Mega Man 1 through 6, Mega Man 7, Mega Man X, Mega Man X2, because there's multiple kind of parallel series.
like it.
Yeah, you can never have enough of that Mega Man.
Have you got your Mega Man urn yet?
No, not yet.
No? Oh, okay.
Was
that last week, right?
That was Mega Man urn.
Did you throw a picture in?
I did.
Nice. Did you throw a picture of... No, wait, that was me. The Steelbook, I did that.
You did do that.
Was there anything else you were supposed to add?
It was a picture of Thingamabob as the Joker.
Oh, yeah.
In Gotham.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, he's released a new picture, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, it looks... Can I just quickly... I'm going to make you throw in another one. Hang on.
You're editing this week.
Ah, shit! No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, guys. I just want to show you because I think it's the coolest looking Joker at the moment. Look at that.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Nick's throwing a picture up on screen. He volunteered himself. So, yes, this is the Game Awards 2017, which I completely didn't realise was happening until the day after, which is kind of a fitting description of the reverence of the event. Memorable moments include Josef Fares having a rant about the Oscars, EA, and how if anyone doesn't like their game, they're wrong. Because to paraphrase an old saying, you don't have to be crazy to work for EA, but it helps if you ignore any criticism and keep telling yourself how great you are. Other news. There was a new Five Nights at Freddy's game suddenly announced. Well, no, suddenly released.
This
without
is the scary
any...
one. Oh, really?
Yeah. Because no offense to the creator, but he probably doesn't, like, after a certain number of games, you gotta wonder why you just don't move on to something else, but...
Money.
Probably. But yeah, it just suddenly released without any kind of humdrum or anything. Apparently it's full of twists if people love their Five Nights at Freddy's stuff.
The twist is, it's 6 Nights at Freddy's.
You just forget one of the nights, but you don't know which night. Yes,
Never played them. Any good?
I've never played them.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the only reason they're popular is those jump scare things on...
Comment below.
Comment below if you want Nick to release a Five Nights at Freddy's playthrough series onto haddowinc.
Let's do it. You're buying it, though.
Buy it for me. Yeah, the Star Wars Battlefront 2 Last Jedi DLC will be out just before the film, so that could be exciting.
Well, yeah, I saw the trailer. It could be a bit spoilery.
One
actually.
of the 10 people who bought the game.
I did see the trailer. Bit of Finn. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, Pokemon Go is adding local weather.
Great.
So if it's raining, you won't have to notice up in the sky that it's raining because it will say so on your screen.
You're outside playing this, right? Like, surely, if anything, it's got the fucking best weather simulation of any fucking game out there, because if it's raining, you'll notice from the fucking water droplets landing on your phone.
But now, it'll be raining on your little guy on the screen as well. Yep, that was enough to constitute news.
Who's still playing that? I know 2 people, actually.
I think I know like one person.
Might be one, yeah.
Unfortunately, it just didn't keep any interest in it.
How about Animal Crossing? That doing well?
I have no idea.
Do you want me to look on the App Store, see where it is on the chart?
See if it's ranking. In the meantime, the Atom is coming to Injustice 2. For anyone in the Arrowverse will probably know that better, because he's basically, to put it in simple terms for you, Nick, he's DC's Ant-Man.
I didn't know this.
Ooh. So, update today.
Live news update.
A live news update. Generation 3 Pokemon have come to Pokemon Go. As Nick has pointed out as he's opened up the App Store. God, we're so good at this podcasting
Here, I'll read this.
thing. You can stop waiting for Santa. No. Only 50 of them, but to be honest, that's still pretty cool.
Oh, Trico, my boy. There he is.
Is it? Are you gonna rush to download this again?
No, I might go and play Fire Red or Leaf Green though.
And
wait, was that the Trico one? I can't remember. No, Trico was like Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire, wasn't it? Was it?
Trico? No, Trico's right there.
Yeah, no, but was it Ruby or Sapphire? Was it Ruby and Sapphire?
Oh, right. That what generation?
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it was Ruby Sapphire.
Yeah.
You could buy Alpha Ruby or Omega Sapphire on your 3DS, like the remake.
I couldn't I?
Yeah.
I might do that.
Yeah. See, that was news apparently. But yeah, Atom is basically DC's Ant-Man.
Right.
So he appears. He's one of the characters in Legends of Tomorrow at the moment.
It's not on the top charts. Mario Run is though.
Yeah, Mario Run's still doing pretty well.
Yeah. It's not paid, is it? No.
No, it's got microtransactions though.
Well,
and Bridge Simulator is getting a Portal edition.
Bridge Simulator.
Bridge Constructor. Yeah, Bridge Constructor. So it's a game where you build bridges, but now there'll be portals as well. And that's quite exciting if you like portals and building bridges.
I mean, I don't.
And finally, Sea of Thieves, which is Rare's new game. Rare made Banjo-Kazooie back in the day.
I know Rare.
Has got a release date of the 20th of March, which next year, which is exciting because it actually looks like a fun pirate adventure.
Pirates. I like pirates.
Well, it's like a pirate game, and it's like you can all play together, kind of thing. So
cool.
You can make a merry crew of your friends and go.
Did you ever play Pirates of the Caribbean online?
No.
That was a game and a half. Oh boy.
Could you all be Captain Jack Sparrow?
No, but you did pop up occasionally. But you could just go around. You made your own pirate character. You could fly, you could battle ships. You could battle legendary ships. It was a bloody good game. Missed that, and then everyone kicked off when they took it off. But then we all got Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and now for those starting to tire of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, we have
A Sea of Thieves.
A Sea of Thieves,
which is coming in March. And to be honest, I think it's getting a PC release, but I don't know whether it's just one of these annoying ones where it's Windows 10 systems only. If it isn't, then I'll get it. But if it's Windows 10 only, I'm not upgrading for that. I like Windows 7. Which brings us neatly onto our segue.
Phill, get over here. Phill, come here.
And by the way, our guest is also called Phill, so this might get confusing.
Oh yeah. Other Phill. Lego Phill.
Lego Phill.
Mini figure. Mini filler. Mini Phill. Mini Phill. No, that doesn't work either. Philego. Flego. Hey Flego, get over here.
Are you quite done?
No. Those Lego statues those Lego statues of me and Phill are looking good. Nearly finished? Good. Let's go. Let's start the topic.
Right now.
Phill, nice of you to join us.
Other Phill, that is. I'm also Phill. But yeah, you've just come to back over because obviously you're in the room the entire time.
Yeah, definitely.
Those statues are looking great, by the way. We'll keep those.
Yeah, just don't push them over too much. They might,
Have you glued them?
Not in the right places.
Oh no. That's why his nose keeps falling off.
Yeah.
Well, I did it so you could swap them over.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Our noses are actually exchangeable. So that's a fact about. So Phill, your job.
Yep.
Can we talk about that a little briefly?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
What is your job description?
The job description is a Lego builder.
I love it.
A company in the UK called Bright Bricks, and we do large scale and small scale Lego builds.
So what sort of stuff have you done before? I mean, I've seen some of them, like you do like cars and stuff like that, don't you?
Yeah, one of the big projects we've done is the McLaren. I'm not sure what car it was, but they did a McLaren.
I can tell you, I think it's a 720S.
See, that's the car man for us. We've just, a little while ago, we did a jet engine for Rolls-Royce.
Whoa.
That's quite a
This
large
is
one.
very exciting.
And the biggest project the company's done so far, though I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, was a replica of Tower Bridge for Land Rover.
Wow.
'Cause
They drove the new
Rovers.
Discovery of it. That's right. Yeah, because these projects are huge, aren't they? You obviously did that one for that was the unveiling of that new car, and obviously the McLaren. I think that was at Goodwood Festival of Speed.
Exactly
These are
the
like
same.
massive scale things, aren't they?
Yep. A lot of steel and everything else put inside them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Some
Little
of
insight there.
some of the smaller stuff we work on is just Lego as it is. But
Yeah.
any of our larger stuff that's more of our contact models or events
Yeah.
stuff
Of course,
it's all got to have steel for health and safety. But
sounds fantastic.
still a lot of solid Lego in there.
What's your favourite one you've worked on?
I was going to say, or can you not disclose that?
Whoa.
If it's a project in progress.
There's a project in progress which is probably the favourite one I've worked on so far that I cannot discuss
Whoa.
quite yet. Just it's not much. It's just there's something that hasn't been released yet, so I can't go into it. But I mean, it's just really anything I've worked on really. It's just started out. The first thing we do is have some training stuff, and it was like build a teddy bear, build your house, build a boat, and then kind of I'm working on a build of a company mascot at the moment. We do kind of big mosaics that I've worked on. And then it's also kind of different stuff. I've done small stuff like a construction company wanted some diggers made, so I made some diggers and stuff. So it's just a bit of a varied job in general. But it's all good fun, really. I mean, one of the things we've done recently was John Lewis have just had their new advert.
Oh yeah.
And we replicated their bit, so I was involved in that.
Moz the Monster, look at that.
Moz the Monster.
Fantastic.
Because last year they commissioned us to do all of their ones so far. So we've added this into their diorama for this year.
Yeah.
So
That sounds amazing. Yeah, it's just great, especially when it's like something you really enjoy doing as well. It's just such a cool thing to get into.
Yeah, because I remember one of your friends sent the application to you, didn't they? Because obviously, we all know you as
I'm just the Lego person in the group. And someone saw it online, sent it through to me, and kind of the rest is history, as it were.
Which is your favourite brand of Lego? Because you get Lego sets as well, don't you?
Well, I'm quite a big Lego Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
I do like some of the Ninjago stuff, but mainly some of the big stuff. The main one I collect a lot of is the Creator series, the modular buildings.
Okay, yeah.
So the large kind of cityscape ones that are
Taj Mahal.
Not Taj Mahal. It's one of those things that I like the city builds that have got the intricacy and kind of the detail on them. But it's one of the things that some of the architecture stuff is a bit out of the price range for the size it is sometimes. So got to make a bit of.
Do you get any discount?
Not at the moment.
Because it's technically a third party company, isn't it?
Well, it's a third party company, but the owner and the person who set the company up is the only official Lego builder in the country.
Okay.
So he's certified by Lego as a Lego builder, which means we can order all of our bricks in.
Fantastic.
So that's why we can function as a company, because he's certified. He's one of the few. I think there's only about 14 of them, but the number grows every so often. They keep adding a couple more people in, but he's the only one in the UK currently that's got any certification.
Have you got your eye on any of the Last Jedi Lego sets that are coming out?
A couple of them. I got my eye on the ones that are coming out next year more so. The 2018 release or the December one.
Are these confidential?
No, the ones that just released.
Okay.
You can find the images online, but it's the kind of. I'm a bit of a fan of minifigures as well, so it's sort of I see what's coming out ahead, and then kind of work from there. So there's some stuff that's coming out next year that kind of they've released at conventions and stuff and shown this is what we're doing.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm more interested in.
I picked up this. Thought you'd appreciate this. From the Lego store last week.
Yeah.
The advent calendar. Have you only got any of those?
So not the calendars myself, but again, my thing is I like the little builds.
Yeah.
But I know the little builds will disappear very quickly.
Well, yeah, literally I want to find a shelf for them.
Just take them apart. And, so I like having the big stuff just to display. So that's more where I divert my money to.
So have you got you've got a collection in your room? Do you display them and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've got quite a lot in my room. I mean, at the moment I've got about 2 display cabinets worth,
Crikey.
plus about 5 large storage containers full of stuff, of just assorted bricks. But no, I mainly have, there's a cabinet I built at school that I keep pretty much all of the main builds in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of the things. It's just slowly the collection grows and adapts. But yeah, it's mainly
wow,
things
look
like
at
that. I've got the
Yeah.
modular.
Oh, I see what you mean about the
firehouse
city
and
one.
stuff.
Yeah. Ah, that's
But,
fantastic. Got the U-wing there from.
Yeah,
Rogue
Rogue
One.
One.
Yeah, very
got
nice.
Pretty much, I think I've got pretty much every Rogue One set actually overall. Because
Cool.
the ASTS also came from that one, and then you got Krennic Shuttle.
Oh, Krennic Shuttle. I got Krennic Shuttle. That's a great one.
got the tank as well.
Nice.
A rolling tank. But and the Y-wing as well from that one.
Oh, fantastic.
But yeah, anything the big, like the Apollo 11 rocket, the Disney castle.
Oh, blimey!
Wally.
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture of the Disney castle here, and geez, that is enormous. And the space rocket next to it. Yeah, crikey.
Next to it as well.
Is that the Doctor Who set that they released?
Yeah, that's the TARDIS as well.
I completely missed that one.
Next to
I think that's out now. That's they've discontinued that one.
As far as I know, it is out of production.
Yeah.
But yeah, got the TARDIS next to my Mystery Machine DeLorean and XO1 because you might as well have the whole set.
All the transport, I like it.
Yeah, put it all next to each other.
All the time machines next to each other in case you're in a pinch.
Exactly. You know.
Oh, I love it. So what's your favourite set? Too big a question.
It's a very difficult question. I mean, it depends on the man. I think one of the things I've loved the most has been the Caterham.
Yeah.
Kind of the Caterham 7 that they produced as an ideas range.
That's the yellow one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the yellow,
right, yeah.
yellow Caterham one. That one.
Ah, fantastic! That's really cool.
But
that's a big size as well, actually. On it.
Yeah, it's quite a large model. It's in scale with the rest of their creator vehicles.
Okay, yeah.
The Mini next to it, I've got Mini Cooper. As far as I know, it's done pretty much to the scale of the same one. But I mean, the main thing is it's depending on the build. It's the way they've produced it. That's the thing. Since looking into more of the kind of AFOL based stuff, so the stuff for the 16 plus, like the big creator build and stuff, it's putting the Apollo 11 rocket that they did, the Saturn V, was created by a group of different adult builders from across the world who all came together to make the project.
Okay, yeah.
It's got 1969 pieces because that's the year they went to the moon.
Ah, very
so
clever.
they try and,
oh my god, yeah, that was painstaking.
The techniques they used in that, and that's more the thing is, yeah, again, coming into this job, but last couple of years, it's building up the whole, right, this is the children's sets, and this is the stuff where we push the bricks sort of to their limits.
Because they've just recently released, haven't they, the Ultimate Collector's Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Any eye on that?
Not quite my price range at the moment. It's a very, like I say, I know a couple of people at work have collected them.
Oh, that's amazing.
And even the special VIP card that comes with it.
Ooh.
Because they've done a special black VIP card for anyone that buys the Millennium Falcon that has extra discounts with it for the kind of Star Wars stuff. Or will have extra deals in the future as far as
I saw that, because they have it on display in the London Lego shop, which I went to last week when I was in London. And yeah, they were saying it's like one of the only sets other than like the TIE Fighter that's like in actual scale with the minifigures. It's literally enormous.
Which it's
fantastic.
Like I say, with the price tag of about £500, you expect that it's going to have to detail it.
Yeah, exactly. But I was thinking because like the biggest Lego set I own, like from a long time, is like the Star Destroyer, and I recently rebuilt it, and just like this, it's so off scale when you consider like the Millennium Falcon is bigger than this Star Destroyer.
Doesn't the Star Destroyer come with a little Tantive? Or was that
no, that was I think
depending on the edition they put
Yeah,
different things.
There
is a Star Destroyer.
You can see how like not to scale
Yeah.
that way, because the Tanty 4 itself is made of like
The Millennium
4 or
Falcon at one
5
point
bricks.
in episode 5 is just like on the back of a Star Destroyer, just like tiny little stealthy on the back of a Star Destroyer. And you think the size of this Lego Millennium Falcon compared to my Star Destroyer, just like that, is so off scale.
Yeah, it's about twice the size.
Or you look at the
right?
Death Star as well, which is still a set I really want, but that's, again, it's it's pretty crazy off, isn't it?
Well, again, it's the one thing. Star Wars is one of the ranges that has picked up the most traction.
Yeah.
It was their first real licensed theme that meant that they had more money coming in and more sets being produced, which is why they've got such a big range of UCS stuff that they've done.
Yeah.
Releasing different things every year. So I'd say the big kind of, we're doing a Millennium Falcon, it's going to be huge. Everything else, it's what a lot of the fans are crying out for. But again, I think one of the things, it's a shame on the flip side of that is it is such a big set that not every fan can.
Apparently you get like a wheeled
warrant
case
it.
when you buy it or something, just so you can take it back.
that wouldn't surprise me.
It's enormous,
Seeing the
isn't
size of the box as it is not a small set when you take that apart.
That's
but,
great. So, any plans to do any big Star Wars sets within your company? Or?
Like I said, I don't know yet at the moment. Really, it's going to be one of those things that we kind of see how we go. I mean, there's stuff, because obviously we have done stuff for Disney in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So there's also certain things that might come up that we're going to be producing. I mean, we we produced a Kylo Ren statue for the Force Awakens. So that's probably I think we had one of those, and we've done a BB-8 as well.
Oh, cool.
So there's there's those that are kind of already produced, and I'm sure they're going to go out to shows again this year.
Yeah.
I think the Kylo Ren was actually on a red carpet for one of the
That's really cool. Yeah.
movie premieres for it, but like I said, not sure which one it was, but I think that was on somewhere that Disney had commissioned that from us.
So, your actual job, are you like part of the design process or part of the building process? Or?
So within our team, we've got kind of effectively 4 main subsections. So we've got our sales team and our events team, and then we've got our design team and part I'm with, which is the build team. So the designers, there's kind of about 8 of them or so. They design all of the stuff. It'll either be, or when something comes through to the company from a client, it'll either be, right, that's just going to be free built. So we hand it off to whoever builder is available or is destined for the job. So right, you're going to be doing this. So like the diggers that I made, it was right. Here's the free
brief.
build idea. This
Yeah.
is kind of what they want. They want it scaled to this wheel. Just try and make it, sort of thing. And then there's other stuff that comes in, like say the Kylo Ren statue that
which
we
needs
did,
to be designed.
which it goes to the design team, so they make the statue they use different software to design.
So that's all
each
digital
element.
first,
It's all,
is it?
it's all digitally
With
built
all the
first.
bricks on that. Wow.
We do use part of it. We do use is the Lego digital designer stuff that they've already released. So we use some of their software and then some other 3D software as well. And then it's converted into what we use as a brick builder program. So it takes it layer by layer, and they design the steel that goes inside, and then it builds up
Cracking.
around it, sort of thing. And there's other things like there's some stuff we've done, like we've done a very large scale dragon that's got steam that comes out of its kind of mouth and stuff. So there's different things we add in as well.
Yeah.
So it all depends on what the model is, who the client is, to kind of
how much money they've got.
how much. Yeah, I mean there's stuff that we have produced at certain times that is for an individual, and there's some stuff that is for kind of clients that are big companies like say Disney and stuff like that, or McLaren, Rolls Royce.
So cool.
I mean, don't say individuals. Now when Nick has the money, he'll just be showing up.
Can I have an R2D2? It would go so well just in the corner.
Can I have this, please, Phil? No,
I mean,
Nick.
you can always ask, but you are going to be looking at quite a large hefty bill on your face.
Oh, I love it. So, like, some of the movies that have come out recently, you we were talking earlier about the Lego movie. What did you think of these stuff that's come out?
Well, 'cause I think the Lego movie was something that no one quite knew what to expect. I think that was the weirdest thing with it. Was everyone was like, it's just going to be a giant toy advert, and effectively that's all the Lego movies are. They're giant toy adverts, but they're very well done.
And it's funny enough that they get away with it. Exactly. Yeah.
Again, it's one of the things when they do the first Lego movie, and that was our first introduction to kind of this new wave of Lego movies.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously they've produced some in the past, but they've never been mainstream cinema.
Yeah, with
we've had
proper actors. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We've had straight to DVD ones of different kind of. We've had Bionicle ones, and we've had different adventures within there.
I saw the Bionicle movie. I remember.
Which one? There's 3.
There's more than 3.
Oh no, there is because
was it the Mask of something or other?
Because they did the 4th one with the gladiators, didn't they?
Yeah, I haven't.
Michael Dorn.
I haven't.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh right. Okay.
Michael Dorn was the main character in that.
Wow.
Yeah, because I know about the first 3 because that was when I collected Lego Barnacles.
Yeah.
I think they're still sat somewhere because you had like the Mask of Light, and then there was the one which was in the past, and then there was the one that was also in the past, but in the future, like it was like a midquel.
They produced quite a few series of Bionicles until they got to the Gladiator series,
and then
they cut the series off.
I believe they briefly tried to revive it because
they did. Effectively, what they did was they stopped production on it because they'd run out of different ideas, and I think it had become a bit of a stale brand.
And also, I think the world got rather convoluted by that point, hadn't it?
Yeah, they kept adding different ideas to the universe, and then they produced Hero Factory, which was effectively the same idea, but it was like a set team of people, of effectively like a galaxy police type idea. Yeah. So it was different heroes with different powers who were doing the same job that the Bionicles did against enemies, but they had spaceships now. And there was
it's always a good addition.
Different planets rather than just one kind of planet, as it were.
But yeah,
and then they brought back the original towers for a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
Of Bionicles with a Netflix TV show as well.
Ooh. Well, I think that was the thing I'm right to say about those old Lego movies is they're actually more CG, weren't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas the newer, the mainstream ones are look like Lego bricks. The old Bionicle ones look like CG abominations.
Yeah, well, I mean, the new style they use is still very much CGI, but they make the textures a little bit more fake, actually.
Well, that was also the difference between the 3 new movies they produced. Is their animation styles have differed a little bit around. Because the Lego movie, the first one that came out, every scene that was within the Lego world, bar the kind of the end scene at the end, was all Lego. And it was all realistic Lego animation, because it was all the parts moved only the amount they could move.
Yeah.
So you didn't have any exaggerations and everything else. The Batman movie, which is probably one of the best Batman movies ever made.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
That pushed it a little bit and went a little bit with exaggerated stuff with some Lego kind of motion and things.
But I mean, it's still like, so when like the arms come out like that, you can still see the joints on like the arms when they fold out and stuff like that.
The Ninjago movie, not that I've seen it, has gone a little bit. It seems the Ninjago movie has been the one that was rushed out of production.
Really? Yeah, because it was a very quick release.
It seemed to come out the same year as the Lego movie, and it was the Lego Batman movie. So, and it almost seems that it was trying to be out at the same time in the hopes that they'd get a lot more publicity and links.
Try and look for traction from their
one
of their more
going.
Popular ones
exactly,
to one of their least popular ones.
Yeah. Because the Ninjago as a theme is incredibly popular. It's one of their biggest and it's also they're probably at the moment their best selling, along probably only up against Friends, the Friends theme.
Right.
Probably their best selling original IP. Because it's suddenly brought into this demographic. They actually cancelled it within 3 seasons of sets, like 3.
Really?
I think about 3 waves of sets. They cancelled the theme when it was pretty much at one of its highest peaks. And then about a year later, they brought it back, and it's still going now. And they've
That's
just
crazy.
that has a TV show alongside it as well.
Right.
Which was one of the biggest things when they made the movie. It was suddenly this is an alternate to what the TV show is.
Yeah.
Because the TV show is about 6-7 seasons long now, I think. So it's one of the things that was a really big theme. But their movie, it seems to have a lot of the stuff that we see in the Lego movie. You see, all of the water animation when we see Metal Beard's sea cow in the Lego movie. that's all Lego textured bricks
Mm.
moving, kind of
Yeah, you
almost
can see
stop
it.
motion.
Like, it did, yeah. It is. I think that's what they slightly slow the frame rate down just to kind of make it look a bit more like it is stop motion.
But in the Ninjago movie, a lot more of the nature based stuff is all realistic nature, or like realistic CG. Kind of. Yeah. It's one of those So I'm building the large Ninjago set they built at the moment, which is like a 4-story.
That's a building, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like a 4-story cityscape of the main city of the Ninjago movie. And in there's some different stuff from the director and different people in the instruction manual. There's just different excerpts of them talking about different things. And one of them was he was saying how much it was one that he wanted to get to the nature of the Oriental theme. Mm. So that's why it's a bit more true to nature versus Lego nature.
Yeah, I mean,
stop motion. So it works in one respect, but it's a bit of a difference from the Lego movie that it doesn't quite have the same animation style.
Yeah.
It is a bit more exaggerated. The motion isn't as true to Lego. It's a bit more animated because of what they're trying to do. But it's...
And I mean, like in Batman and the Lego movie as well, it's used, like the stop motion is used really creatively to for like humorous effect and a lot as well. Like I love Lego, spoilers here for Lego and Lego Batman, by the way. In the Lego movie, sort of that ending like click when it's just a really simple like and it's got this, it just like, it's a really good way of like flipping the usual sort of dramatic like tension. It makes a really good moment of comedy. I think those are really good creative films. I think
it shows how much part of the public consciousness Lego just is now.
Yeah,
is that they can create these kind of films, and you don't need to explain the Lego because everyone knows what Lego is. Everyone knows how it works.
Well, that's sort of something we find within our company. It's kind of because we do a lot of events with some of the big Lego conventions that they do. It's a recognisable brand, and that's what we find why we get commissioned by so many companies to make even something small for a showpiece or something. It's because everyone sees it, and it's just you light up.
Yeah,
it's that kind of anyone takes it. I mean, some of the people I work with who've worked on events have said, well, you can be doing. We do kind of like stuff like make and takes, where there's small little things they can make, or we'll do like kind of big projects that we're working on at a convention. So it's like, okay, one of the things we did recently was one of the main things we went, right, come and help us make a hippo. So everyone could come and help them make a piece, and we built up a hippo sort of thing. That there'll be adults that will be running over to try and take part in this. It won't just be the kids, it'll be the adults that want to get into it. And even Lego themselves have recognised this, because they do for companies, they do little packs of Lego as sort of like a creative exercise and a team building exercise. Yeah, it's just an assortment of bits, but it's just that idea of how accessible it is to pretty much anyone.
And it's such like it is such a recognisable brand, as you were saying as well, and like where it works and why the sort of movies are working, and it's close to people and stuff. It's because they've recognised it for years and years. Like the Spaceman in the first Lego movie, a set from 40 years ago.
You're looking at next year's, as I believe, because they are producing a centenary set. It's about 60 years of Lego in general.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Sort of thing. So it's.
Whereas I felt like people couldn't get behind this year's Emoji Movie, for instance, because that is a brand that has just basically forced itself in the public consciousness.
Well, at the same time, the problem with that movie is Emoji wasn't necessarily a brand. It was just a thing that happened across a lot of platforms, and it was about 5 years too late.
And pretty joyless as well.
And also, the Emoji Movie didn't naturally stem from what an emoji really was. It was just trying to be Wreck-It Ralph, but shit. Whereas the Lego Movie, at its base, is about a Lego set coming to life.
Well, that was the best thing about. I think that's the thing that they got right with the first movie.
Yeah,
was they set up. Yep, every Lego universe that we have the rights to all exists within the same place. Yes, once you have the big reveal at the end of the movie, and you go, it's just one person's
and that is
collection.
Ballsy. That is a ballsy move in that film.
And it's quite a shame that happened in one respect, because it meant they didn't get the best animation. They couldn't be nominated for best animated movie.
Really, because of the live
action scene.
But again, it's a brave decision, and there's a lot of good creative choices in that movie, and I think it really paid off. And I hope we get to see more.
Well, we will be getting another Lego movie coming out.
Yeah.
So there's the Lego Movie 2 that's coming out that's going to follow the same characters, or most of the same characters. It's difficult to know what else they're producing, but I'm sure they're going to be looking at producing, well, like Star Wars.
Mainstream
I hope so.
Every year.
Star Wars was only like a cameo, wasn't it, in the first one? It was very brief, like Millennium Falcon flyby.
Yeah.
Which was really good. But
they've done Lego Star Wars mini movies, haven't they? Like this with the CG style.
The Yoda Chronicles.
Well, they have the Yoda Chronicles. They have another series of movies or like stories from another little team that they've made that produced Lego sets on. And then you've even got kind of like the Lego Clone Wars and stuff. Like, again, the video games as well, another side of the business, of they're tying in different things. Because obviously their movie tie-ins work well, but there's also some of the stuff like their first Lego Batman games, as such, there was no Lego Batman kind of movie that they were basing it on. It was all just on, right, we've got every character we can get hold of, and let's just throw them in a level and see what happens.
Yeah,
and those original Lego Star Wars games were just my literal childhood. Just
Game Boy Advance.
I don't on PlayStation 2. The entire the complete saga, Lego Star Wars, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, you know what you're getting with a Lego game as well. There's no kind of other developers gonna fuck this one up. Like with Assassin's Creed or other series. They're a pretty consistent series, and they're like the films. They're incredibly accessible.
Yeah.
Like if we had friends who aren't big gamers, Lego is one of the ones that I would go to and let's just have fun.
It is what it is. It's a very child-friendly game because there's sometimes, I mean, even when I've played a couple of the games, sometimes it's like, I actually don't know what I'm doing in this step. Like, there's a step that you just can't see because you're not looking at the right bit, but pretty much all the games can be accessed from anyone with a controller. It's kind of, they're self-explanatory enough and they're simple enough that the tasks are laid out for you.
It's simple but very effective because, like, even other games, like we did a Let's Play of the Clone Wars Republic Heroes last year, and it was I think like a lot of the actual infrastructure they took some of the basic ideas.
The gameplay choices and the design were very much. It felt like a cheap rip-off of a Lego game.
Which is a compliment to the Lego games.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
One of the weirdest things with the Lego games recently is how much they've changed. Because suddenly, especially the Star Wars Force Awakens game, what that hadn't been seen before. It had a cover system. There's a cover system in the game for moving between cover and shooting targets and ducking behind things. And then there's things like the Clone Wars Lego game, which had army building levels, where you played a whole galactic kind of, you played a battle, and you built infantry areas and controlled it, and you led infantries and
cool,
took the battle. So they're again, Telltale Games, which is a company that produce the Lego games, they've got a winning formula down with how their games work, but they also know how to bring it forward, add different things in, see what's working. But again, with the same Lego Dimensions, it's a shame that series is getting cut short.
Is it?
Because it's final wave of stuff this year.
Turns out it's only Nintendo whose Toys to Life haven't been gutted now. Skylanders getting a new one, isn't it? I think.
I'm sure Skylanders will be getting another one.
But I'm gutted I never managed to get Lego Dimensions. I was hoping to pick that up.
Yeah, it seemed like a solid idea.
From what everyone seems to say, it doesn't suffer from being a bad game. It just suffers from not enough people necessarily investing in it. Well, its problem is, in comparison to a Lego retail game that is, say, £30.
You have to buy extensions.
Not sure if they are now.
I mean, I think it's quite
one level pack. Is £25. So it is. I mean, you want the.
What I do like about how they're doing the DLCs is essentially you get a Lego set with it as well, though. I mean, admittedly quite small. It's usually a couple of minifigures, but I don't know. It seems like quite a nice way of doing DLCs as opposed to.
I think just the value proposition may not have been right for.
Maybe.
To talk in economic terms.
How dare you?
But no, I think that's the main thing. If they could have made the series a bit cheaper, I think it would have done really well. but they kind of cut it up. But it's also a real shame to hear about some of the stuff they never made, because people have spoken about the stuff that they were going to make, the figures they were going to make that never got produced. We were going to have a Missy figure
from Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. So we were going to have a Missy to our Doctor.
Ah, that'd have been cool.
So we never got her. She was going to be in the next wave. I mean, there was IPs that I don't think they ever got hold of that they wanted, and they were going to have at the very end of the whole series, they were going to have the main villain as a figure.
Right, and they just managed to never make it.
And they just obviously cut it short. But again, they got some really weird series ideas, because they got Portal in their first series. They had their Portal level pack. We've got The Simpsons being quite a major kind of bit in some aspects. And we've had stuff like Powerpuff Girls recently, The Goonies.
I saw the Goonies pack, that was cool.
Beetlejuice.
Nice.
Very niche one, but that's got a whole thing. But some of the nice stuff, like the Doctor Who one, that they produced as a kind of tie-in, and they have Peter Capaldi voice the character in the game.
Really? That's cool.
And he does actually play a semi-important part in some aspects of the game, from what I've heard.
I remember it was one of the earliest sets they released for it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But he's kind of the Doctor Who thing. There is a load of Doctor Who Easter eggs hidden amongst the levels. The game is really put together by people that love every IP they've got hold of, and they try and put every Easter egg in. There's different bits where you can go to different Lego Doctor Who eras.
That's cool.
So you can go to one and it's actually the Emperor of the Daleks, but it's the black and white, like, I think it's Patrick Troughton era.
Oh, wow.
But everything is black and white.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
And there's different things they're throwing in, so it's that kind of...
Does this mean they can make a main series Lego Doctor Who game?
I wish they would. I wish they did a main
We've
series.
spoken about this many a time, Phil.
We'd love to see it. I'd love to see them make a minifigure series similar to the character building series they made. I really think that's a lacking thing that we need. I don't know whether when obviously Jodie Whittaker takes over, whether we might see a new Doctor Who Lego set. If they've still got the rights, I wouldn't be surprised.
It always seemed like quite limited rights, because they still had the character building rights on the side as well, didn't they, for a bit? So they might not have given.
I think they transitioned between it, but obviously character.
And the Dalek rights are always a bit of a pain in the arse.
Although we have had Daleks both in the Lego set that they made and a Dimensions Battle Pack.
Okay.
And they were in the Lego Batman movie.
They were as well.
But they were called British robots. So there was
fooling
a bit of
no one.
There was a bit of an odd choice there overall, but it's the same as anything. They'll get different IPs. I mean, some of the stuff they're going to be making next year, just because they've got the Disney rights, is going to be interesting, because the ideas range, we're getting a Tron set next year.
Oh, love Tron.
We're getting a Tron light bike, or more than that, we don't know yet. The fan model was one bike, but speculation at work, wouldn't be surprised if they produced a couple of light bikes. So you have a blue and an orange.
That'd be really cool.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that, but that's coming out next year. But we were kind of discussing, that's because Disney have the rights to it, and they're working with Disney now, so
exactly, yeah,
they can produce a lot more. So it's going to be
all very exciting.
Watch this space sort of thing with a lot of that. I wouldn't be surprised.
Right, well, no, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on, Phil. It's I'm very excited for what comes next.
Yeah, we'll probably have to do Lego again in the future when another film comes out. We'll have Phil back again.
Absolutely,
yeah, why not?
Yes, thank you for listening this week. Anything to plug?
Oh, as always, check out the Twitter page at Cynical Podcast. Check out Aliens Colonial Marines, which
is getting
there. Bless it. I don't know what I'm saying. Join us next week, where the topic will be Star Wars: The Last Jedi, which we're very excited about. Yeah, thank you, Phil, for coming on.
Have you got anything to plug?
Have you got anything you want to push or plug?
I mean, just really, if you're interested more about what I do, just check out Bright Bricks. I mean, we keep advertising. It's kind of Bright Bricks online, and it's on Facebook. And we do put out advertisements for job offers on Facebook and online. So if you're interested in being a Lego builder, we're doing open days pretty much every month now, as far as I know. So you can apply online and
amazing,
excellent. See if you can get a pot. But
so yeah, I think that brings us to the end of this week. Yeah, that's all the plugs. We'll see you next week, where me and Nick will be high pitched because we've just seen Star Wars.
What if it's shit?
Don't talk like that.
We've got to throw in some cynicism this episode.
Yeah, I was going to
Be optimistic, come on.
No, we've had an optimistic
It's a very,
season.
very optimistic season. Anyway, I've been Nick.
I've been Phill.
And I've been other Phill.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.